No, go ahead. Okay. And we're back. And we're back with the show. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Pop Culture Cosmos. Thank you so much for listening. And it's that time again. Even though things are crazy going on in the world out there, TV always is something that people can turn to for at least some type of relief, some type of escape, and things of that nature. And obviously, everybody's tuned to the TV when it comes to looking at it for the news and what's going on with the latest updates. And I'll tell you what, it's just right now it's a great time to be filling everyone in as far as what's going on with the latest in TV updates. And here today to talk with me about all the things going on with television is our good friend. She is the lead writer for the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to be part of you got to actually go ahead and check out everything that's going on today at the TVRatingsGuide.com. And you go ahead and check out all their news, the reviews, the articles, the updates, the shows that they create, so much more. It is my good friend, once again, right back on the show. It is Jessica Boggs. And Jessica, first of all, I want to wish you and your family all the safety in the world. Just be safe out there. And also to everyone out there, again, I cannot say this enough. Please be safe out there. We're rooting for everyone out there to just stay safe and stay healthy.
Well, luckily we are in a low risk area. However, there are 3 counties like right in my state that are currently reporting cases. But good news is that they're all improving. And one of the cases is going to be at that point where they're no longer contagious.
Well, that's good news, and hopefully that continues to be good news for your surrounding area. Las Vegas here is still up in question because, as you know, it's a major travel spot, and all the conventions and the NFL draft is still up in the air. The conference tournaments, that most of them have been canceled. And then there's also March Madness. That's still up in the air at this point in time. Most of the major sports in this country has either suspended or canceled their seasons up until this point. Major shows, Broadway shows, have also canceled at this point. Major conventions, E3, CinemaCon, WonderCon, and NAB, the list goes on and on. They've all canceled. It's very much important that they're protecting our health at this point in time. The financial implications, as I spoke to it on the Lakers Fast Break, are incalculable right now. So we don't even have an estimate on exactly how much it can affect us there. But, please give us an update of what's going on. You're right there with what's going on in tune with TV, but major productions for television are also shutting down as well.
Well, right now it looks like you have One Chicago shutting down production indefinitely. Riverdale and Supernatural are both postponing filming indefinitely. And the reason for Riverdale is one of their crew members apparently tested positive for the coronavirus. And there are many celebrities, including Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, both testing positive for COVID-19. So it's been a mess.
And also, as well, I just want to add this in. If you want to go ahead and check out the Variety, they have an update as on the fly. They're going ahead and updating that for the TV folks out there. The morning show for Apple Television, that is delayed production. Survivor has made a decision to delay production on their 41st season in Fiji. Amazing Race season 33 has been temporarily shut down. And we've talked about earlier Mission Impossible 7. The Elvis Project, which, of course, dealt with Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, who are currently quarantined in Australia. The official competition for a movie with Penelope Cruz and Antonio Banderas, that suspended its shoot.
And Fast 9 has halted.
Yes, that's halted for a year. That's on delay. We've talked about other movies and other entertainment properties that have also been affected. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just truly mind-boggling to see what the threat of this coronavirus is doing. And again, it just comes down to right now that please, everybody be safe. But I want to go ahead and not just inundate everybody with coronavirus, because this also talks about your updates with ratings and all that. I know we're going to get to Stumptown here in a minute. I know that you and I are going to probably go back and forth on that. But before we go ahead on the broadcast networks and all that, something ended this past week, an earlier docuseries. In fact, one of the best docuseries I've ever seen, and that is McMillions, which I want everybody, if they get a chance, to go out of the way to see. It ended their run on HBO. And while the numbers up front are not exactly mind-boggling, the fact is, if you talk about delayed viewing on either 3-day or 7-day, I've been noticing it's been in the top 10 as far as delayed viewing is concerned. So it's a big win for HBO out there, and also the people behind McMillions, because, again, it is one of the best docuseries I've ever seen. If you get a chance, please, I recommend seeing. But up front, what are the ratings at this point in time for HBO's hit docuseries?
But we don't have the Live 3 numbers or the Live 7 numbers yet, but we do have the latest live numbers.
Like I said, the first 5 episodes, I know at least last week, the Live 3 and the Live 7 have really been in a top 10 status.
Oh, yes. Right now, the finale has gotten a 0.12 in the key adults 1849 demographic and 424,000 viewers, which there will be more with delayed viewing, but this is the same day airing. The average for all the episodes total, same day, is a 0.117 and 395,500 viewers. Round that up to 396,000.
Well, that's something for HBO. That's a non-Game of Thrones. That's a pretty decent number of them for them. Plus, it's not airing in early prime time. It's airing in later prime time. But again, the L3 and L7 numbers for the first 5 episodes have been very strong for that. So a lot of people are delayed, interested in it, or catching it on a delayed fashion. So that's a good sign. I know there's been a lot of critical praise towards the series, not just myself, but there's a lot of critical praise out there. So if you get a chance and want to know more about the McMillions, I guess, controversy that's out there, the McMillions crime and everything behind it, because there's so much to it about how in the 90s, a lot of these McMillions, these McDonald's games for Monopoly were manipulated. And if you want to know more about it, it's because it's a very interesting 6-episode series. Please give that a chance. But Jessica, there's more to talk about with the broadcast network. So I want to hear your thoughts on what's going on with ABC.
I think as of right now, outside of the fact that Station 19 was recently renewed for season 4, and that the Bachelor finale had a season high with a 2.4, tying Jeopardy, the greatest of all time, first 2 episodes, and within a 10th from the Masked Singer's fall premiere, nothing else has changed. We know recently Stumptown right now has been showing diminishing returns in the delayed viewing numbers, which was originally the theme today.
Yes.
Before all this COVID-19 things are happening with schools shutting down classes. And
it's interesting to see when it comes to Stumptown, a show that was basically living off of its L3 and L7 numbers, because it was one of the highest rated new shows on the L3 and L7 formats, because it wasn't earning, live ratings that were very good, 0.5, 0.6. And it's now went from a strong contender to be renewed to a kind of not so strong contender to be renewed. I think it might get a renewal. I still have hope for it, but I know it's my confidence in the show is wavering. It's still a good show. I think people should check it out. But yes, my confidence in the show lasting is kind of wavering. But I know with most outlets that I checked last night after talking to you about it, it is something that it is like you said, diminishing returns, and the status is now even more in question on the future of Stumptown.
yeah, And right now we are still watching For Life, but we still see that it grows out of its lead-in, but it has remained at a 0.6 like constantly. With today's ratings climate, that may not necessarily be a bad thing. So look for it being the rookie pity renewal if that happens, or if Stumptown's in the play, 2 pity renewals.
Well, I know that something that we're going to be looking at is ABC long term, but especially when it comes to Stumptown, I'm hoping Stumptown will get us renewal. But there are other great shows out there, or also not so great shows that are also right on the cut line, or there's interesting news all over the place. Let us know what's going on with some of the other broadcast networks. In fact, I'll throw out NBC at you. What's going on with the folks at NBC?
With NBC, nothing else mostly has changed. And
I know the numbers for This Is Us is down.
Oh, yes, it crashed to a 1.1, even though that's at Chicago level ratings, which may still be good for the ratings climate, but for the 2 or 3 season renewal that it got, might as well get it pause. Give it a pause, I'm guessing.
And there's, with NBC, are there any shows on the cut line that they're thinking about removing? I know Superstore, which America Ferrara has decided she is not going to stay with the series. Yes, I know it got a renewal for season 6, or I guess I know it got a renewal for another season, but it is very much in question now the future of that series going forward and who is going to head that series, because when your star leaves, it's very hard to get someone to replace it. Do you see whoever it is they get to replace it, or whatever they're going to be doing to that show, do you see that show lasting another season and beyond?
I'm thinking they may turn the lead back to like its original male type lead, though, before America Ferrera grew a bigger role in Superstore, kind of like from the early seasons on. But it's still too soon to tell, I think. It hasn't even gotten like a multiple season renewal, like the 4 dramas that I'm about to mention.
Okay, we'll go ahead and mention right now. So what's going on with the dramas? Because you said that they're getting multiple season renewals, which is a good sign for some NBC dramas.
Well, you got the entire One Chicago lineup and Law and Order SVU being renewed for 3 seasons each. I was really surprised about Law and Order SVU, especially with the ratings nowadays. We're pretty much borderline all season, and that can't be helped because of its lead-in being a low-rated comedy, but still, that signals SVU is apparently doing well in syndication and doing well enough for NBC to give it confidence to take it up to season 24.
I think that show is going to last at least till through season 25. I think right now, I think that's something that they want to go ahead and continue, because Law and Order SVU, like you said, is something that, because of its syndication rights, is still, even to this day, extremely valuable, no matter how it does during its initial live airing. I think it's the fact that it's been such a part of its, the syndication has been such a moneymaker for them, because you see the syndication, you see it all over the place on television in reruns, that it just, that's a big moneymaker for NBC and Universal.
And including Oxygen, too.
Exactly. Well, it's all over the place. I mean, I've seen it on USA and other networks, not just Universal related, but on local television stations here as well. So, yeah, it's just something that I'm sure all around the world that once it gets to that point, it starts, you've got 100, 200 episodes in. It's very hard to say, I'm going to go ahead and stop the show, unless really people are turning it off. and not enough people are turning it off at this point in time to justify ending the series. And I think it's going to go to 25, maybe at 25. I think they might shut it off from there. But yeah, right now I think everything's looking good for Law and Order SVU. So what's coming up next for the folks at CBS? Want to go ahead and get a quick update on what's going on with CBS?
I don't think not much has changed other than the fact that there was a production delay with The Amazing Race. But there's not really much I can say to attest as far as who was on the fence. But we do know that nothing has really changed from February, especially with Tommy still getting low ratings, and the comedy is still borderline minus Barbara Zabashola, which is at renewal ratings.
Okay, but that's still right now. When you say it's status quo, that means not much is being said or being leaked out for CBS. Your friends at your friends at CW, what's going on there? Because there's always some interesting news. It's something going on at the folks at CW.
Well, nothing much has changed, especially with, because I know there's only one show that has yet to have their fate decide, and that's Katie Keene, and it's on the fence with CW. It's still not doing well in the streaming metrics currently on TV time, and it's not doing well in linear ratings. Although the rest of the shows not announced for a final season have been renewed and ready to go for next season in preparation for the possible writer's strike. But on the CW, there is a good chance that it will get renewed no matter what, because it's a spin-off of Riverdale. But then again, this is coming up with more questions than answers. Kind of like, how low is too low, even for a spinoff?
Exactly. So that's something that we'll definitely have to look at. If you're a fan of that show, you got to check out TVRatingsGuide.com for updates on that. Last but not least on the broadcast networks is Fox. The Masked Singer is still going on strong, but how strong is it at this point in time?
Well, it's steady at a 1.9. Still pretty good for Fox at the moment. And Lego Masters is doing a heck of a lot better than Almost Family ever did all season.
Thus the reason why Almost Family was canceled.
Oh, yes. And apparently there was controversy with one of the male leads being accused of harassment charges and whatnot.
Well, I'll tell you what, with Fox, I know there's a lot of stuff that you want to go ahead and focus on here in the near future. It's, they're making their claim to try and be one of the, the big dogs in the fight when it comes to the broadcast networks. Cable television is, go ahead.
Which is pretty much a mixed bag next month. And I mean, this month, oh, geez, that will probably be an editing thing. It's okay. But piggyback offing of Fox, and we know Deputy's getting the axe, no doubt, and Fox officially silently renewed 911 Lone Star this past week with the promo at the end of the season 1 finale episode. And stay tuned for all new episodes coming soon.
Exactly. Stay tuned for all episodes. Stay tuned for all new episodes, indeed. Once again, I'm talking to Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to check out what she's doing today and all the other writers that are out there. In fact, I know some have returned. Isn't that correct?
Oh, return for which shows?
No, writers have returned. You said some of the writers had returned. You told me that the other day.
Oh yeah, we do have 2 returning contributors, growing our team again.
Well, that's great. That's great news to hear. So check out all the great stuff when it concerns news, reviews, original programming, and so much more at the TVRatingsGuide.com. Jessica, it's been a very interesting time, and it's still going to be interesting. People are going to be all over the TV sets, obviously, with the news channels getting the latest updates on that. So you're going to be the ratings are going to be focused there. But any last news on any entertainment, cable, broadcast, or anything else before we head on out?
Let's move on to cable. The ratings, like I said, they have been like a mixed bag. And we had a lot of shows, including your late nights, filming shows without an audience. And this is probably going to, with this disease thing, this is going to probably affect WrestleMania, which no decision has been made yet.
Well, I know they're going to be like the last individual company to try and cancel out. It's not looking good for WrestleMania. I'm just going to say at this point in time, I think the writing's already on the wall. Vince McMahon just is like he's like refusing to budge on it until the very last moment. I think the governor or someone else is going to have to step in and do what many other cities are doing as far as people that are over X amount. You cannot have events like that. And there's some heard as many as those 500 people, 1,000 people, anything over that they cannot congregate. And you hear that in separate cities. And I have a feeling that at some point in time, the rug's going to be pulled out at WrestleMania. In fact, all their live events at some point in time could be severely hampered going forward for them. AEW, NXT. I mean, they could still survive on a TV product, but yes, that is a big financial hit, as everyone else is taking right now. I mean, at least when it comes to WABE, you can still do things out of the Performance Center like they do with the NXT from time to time. They still could have shows there, almost like a studio format, so their TV programming could still be filled. But yeah, doing live shows is very much in question for the foreseeable future. I have a feeling we're in the next couple of days, we're going to be finding out more about, what they're going to be prevented from doing, including WrestleMania. And I know that's the big money maker for them over the course of the year. And I think the writing's on the wall. Like I said, I think that's something that they're going to have to seriously look at going forward here in the not too distant future. Last thing I want to talk to you about is, like I said, in TV land out there, the viewing habits of people. I mean, the viewing habits right now are geared towards the news networks, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you see spikes like this in the news channels, I mean, your focus at the TVRatingsGuide.com becomes what are people watching, and the people are tuning into the latest updates on the news channels. That has to become your focus at the TVRatingsGuide.com.
I'm thinking because we do report that on the cable ratings, and because of you got like Super Tuesday 2, and last Tuesday in the ratings, on last Tuesday's ratings, CNN led in the ratings for Super Tuesday 2, followed by Fox, but Fox had more total viewers.
Okay, well, that's something that's very interesting. I know that continues that debate on who has the better viewership, who has the larger viewership. I know that's something that continues, but as people continue to find out updates on the coronavirus and its spread across the world, people are tuning in more and more to what's going on with their local news, but also the national and international news as well. So it's something that a lot of people are focusing on. So the CNNs, the MSNBCs, the Foxes, the Fox News of the world out there are getting the prime attention and also the ratings from it.
Oh, yes. And even more so. But I also think it could also affect long term, especially since quarantines that are becoming announced, like you would see some shows like go up initially live long term.
That's true. And the late night shows have all suspended their audiences. Game shows have done the same thing. The talk shows during the day, I believe they're also doing that as well. So our daily lives are being changed both on and off the screen. Jessica, it's just been great talking to you. But again, please, I continue to wish the best of health for you and your entire family out there. And just stay safe, just stay healthy, and hopefully you will be able to come back on bright and sunshiny, perky, like you always are each and every month. This time next month when you come back for your April TV update. How does that sound?
Yeah, hopefully things calm down a little bit by then. But it looks
Absolutely.
like it's going to probably get worse before it gets better.
That is usually the case, but I do hope it gets better real soon. Sooner the better. And again, please stay safe out there. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to speak to us. Once again, it's Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to check out what she and all the other great writers and contributors are doing there at the TVRatingsGuide.com. Well, Jessica, it's been great talking to you as always. Cannot wait to hear your update in April on what's going on in the world of television. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thanks again for being part of the pop culture cosmos.